Good afternoon, and welcome to another Super Secret Project sketch. This is Eric Whalen from Super Secret Project X, and today I'm going to revisit an old one that I thought was okay, but I could probably do better. Currently, I'm home alone by myself, so I don't know how much chatting is going to happen. So if there's anyone out there in TV land that wants to chat, I'm currently lonely, so... So today, we are going to be doing Space Ghost. Why? Because it's Space Ghost. And if you don't like Space Ghost, that's one thing. But if you don't know Space Ghost, you might want to rectify that. Space Ghost is fabulous. And I'm not only talking about the coast-to-coast version, I'm talking about the original. The original Space Ghost. I'm going to go into the old Alex Toth Bible here. Myself up some Space Ghost. All right. I realize it's basically Batman in white in space. I don't care. The thing I like about these notes is even though this costume is way off, I found out that he is 6'2". Space Ghost is a tall dude. He's not gigantic, but anywho, let's try to get some Space Ghost drawn here. See what happens. See if I can outdo my last one, which shouldn't be tough because it was okay, but it wasn't great. Alright. I'm gonna do the thing. Do the thing. So you can tell my wind chimes are having a time over there. They're lonely. They miss the wife. Alright. Let's do this thing. Actually, what's kind of nice is, weirdly enough, they actually have images of Space Ghost without his stuff on. You can actually see what his face looks like. Oh, he looks like a normal dude. Let's see here. I'm going to do, that angle. You know, it's so funny when I was younger, and which was a while ago. I got into a lot of anime because I was getting sick and tired of the same American stuff on TV, and because we just kind of kept doing, outside of a couple things, we just sort of kept doing the same thing over and over again, and I was getting sick of it, even though I liked some of it, but. So I went over and I was watching a lot of the Japanese stuff, which for the longest time was really original. And then they started doing the same thing over and over again, with a couple exceptions. And then some of this older American stuff, now that it's like totally out of vogue, I'm starting to kind of dig it again. Because there's something about how we do stuff currently. Some of it's really awesome. I'm not saying it's not. I'm saying that some of it's overcomplicated and too complex. And some of the early stuff, like the Alex Toth stuff, and dare I say Jack Kirby, some of those old guys, like a lot of their stuff, not that they were perfect. Some people hold them up like gods. I just think that they were fun. And some of their designs were so simple that it's starting to appeal to me. Like now, I'm almost preferring simpler is better. Like, and the thing is, it was actually kind of cool at the time. But the more I thought about it, the more I just didn't. I don't hate it, just didn't care for it. And I realize that the new Transformers movies are no longer new movies. I get that. But when they came out, all the fanboys, or most of the fanboys got super geeked because like 80,000 moving parts on these robots. Which, to be fair, the first time I saw it, I was like, wow, because it was visually overwhelming and kind of cool. But then, the more I thought about it, the more I was like, well, I heard a criticism, and I think there's some weight behind the criticism being, well, when we had close-ups, we couldn't tell what the hell was going on. I was like, Yeah, that's true, but that sort of added to the feeling of the whole thing, being like it was so chaotic you couldn't tell what was going on. So that element of it I kind of like, but then I was like, no, wait, they actually do have a point. I couldn't tell if I was looking at a good guy or a bad guy. I couldn't tell if I was looking at which character, unless you hit like a major streak of color or something. And then I would think about the old Transformers. Not that they were the greatest things ever. I have some friends of mine that just absolutely worship that stuff, and that could have definitely been a little bit like schnazzed up a little bit. But at the end of the day, I was like, I could understand what I was looking at with the old designs. Like, on average, I never got confused. I was like, oh, that's Bumblebee's leg. That's blah blah blah. And I was like, and even though they could have been spiced up a bit, the newer stuff that had all the technological advances and all the moving parts and everything, I don't know, I just started liking less and less. And then I started looking at a lot of designs and going like, what if you could just simply achieve your goals? Give me a second, I'm getting his nose position figured out. About here. Okay. What if you could reach your goals with less lines, less details, just more shapes, less seams, less equipment? Because for a while there, it was always like more, 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 and then it kept just building and building and building until the point where we have so much stuff I can't tell what's going on. I know I'm not the. I know other people will disagree with me because they can tell what's going on. I'm just simply saying I go back to stuff like Space Ghost and I go, yeah, it was cheesy. Yeah, it was silly. But it was also kind of neat because everything was so simplified, which old animation, they had to do that. I'm not an idiot, I know. I'm just saying that it was kind of fun. I think his head's too small. It was kind of fun because of it, and there was some really nice things about the design because it was so simple. Okay, need to shut up and sketch. I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. There we go. I need to pay attention to what I'm doing. Stop talking. Usually my wife's here to fill the blank in. Now I feel the need to yap. But yeah, it's just some of these older shows, and I know they're not perfect. I'm not going to sit there and do the fanboy mindless worship thing. It's a waste of time. It's just that I think that there's some things to be learned from these older shows because they kept it simple. And sometimes you need to keep it simple, and sometimes you need to go like way over the top with detail and such. And I think we've been stuck in the go over the top with detail stuff for so long that we've kind of forgotten. That's what's bothering me. We've forgotten simplicity. And honestly, I think anime has fallen into a lot of that same problem. Yeah, that was the problem. Has fallen into a lot of the same issues. Is some of their older stuff was simpler, and it just worked so well. And some of the newer stuff is also simple, but just I see some stuff where I just go like, man, is it really necessary to go and put all that extra visual flack in there? And sometimes it is. Sometimes it is. See, I was yakking and I wasn't working on getting my eyes structured properly. I gotta stop doing that. Gotta stop doing that. Okay. chin on in there. Okay, there we go. Now it's starting to feel better. I was getting worried for a second. Whew. It's actually kind of funny. I was totally screwed up when I was a kid watching Space Ghost, and yeah, it was an old show back then too. Um, when you're a little kid, you're going like, "Man, this is sci-fi," and I mean, I was really like amazed because he was like the first hero I'd seen. I'm not saying this is smart. I'm saying I was a dumb little kid. That because he would like mix his beams and stuff together is on his wristbands. It didn't occur to me he was just sort of that overly unbeatable hero that's kind of uninteresting. That's my one of my major criticisms of the show is he very rarely was actually in any danger, and that's kind of in my mind a no-no. It makes a less interesting show, but whatever. But he would mix all that stuff together, you know, his heat beam and his force beam and blah, blah, blah. And I was always like, oh, wow, oh, my God, that's amazing. And now I'm looking back at it, I'm kind of laughing at it. I'm like, that is so dumb. And yet I still end up putting I just got the Blu-ray set. I still end up putting the show in and just going like, yeah, this is still a lot of fun, actually. I mean, it's not brilliant. It's not remotely brilliant. But it's fun. I think I'm having a hard drawing day today. Oh, I'll see what I can do. See if I can. It's either that I've been drawing so many women lately that a dude's face is just completely screwing with me at the moment. That might actually be it. That and I've been doing more writing than drawing lately. Except for my full-time design job at work. I've been doing a lot of drawing for that, but so there would be the point there that would come up to about there. To about there. All right. believe that worked. Alright. Always like how his cowl just created two long lines, regardless of if that actually made any sense. Like he'd twist his head and like none of the stuff on his cowl would ever twist. I mean, it's awesome, but makes no sense. It doesn't make sense here either. Yeah, I can change that. Not liking how that goes straight right there. Down. I can actually imagine them coming back to Space Ghost and doing a new show. I would imagine there's a very high chance that they'd screw it up, though. They'd like try to modernize it like too much. Like I realize you have to modernize some stuff. I totally get that. I'm counting on that. That's a logical thing to do because you can't just redo the '60s Space Ghost. But my feeling is that they wouldn't even have the show be Space Ghost anymore. Or they try to make it like Space Ghost Coast to Coast plus action, which would just be horrific. Not caring for this mouth. Not caring for this mouth. think he needs more chin. I think he needs... It's a little too much. Definitely needs more chin and jaw. There we go. That's a little better. Yeah, this is a chin hero. Almost forgot about that. 20% of Space Ghost's power lies within his chin, not the invisibility part. I would assume maybe it powers his force beam or something. I have no idea. Can't forget his emblem, mostly because I think it's probably the coolest emblem ever done for a superhero because of the sheer ridiculous nature of it. It is his own face. I adore the fact that the man's logo is in fact his own head. He has his head, then he has an emblem of himself, which is his head. Which, to be fair, is a great emblem. I would actually buy that emblem and I would sew it onto something. It's a great emblem, but it in fact is a superhero whose emblem is his own face. I'm not sure exactly what that says about him. Other than awesome. The man is awesome. Taylor's like, so what kind of emblem do you want? He's like, have you seen my driver's license? They're like, no. He's like, that's what I want right there, my driver's license photo. You want us to put your driver's license photo on the emblem of your superhero costume? Yes. All right, I'm good with it if you are. Space Ghost! He's a bit of a weirdo. That's why I like him. They're like, what is wrong with you? It's either that or he has an emblem of X the Eliminator from Birdman. I'm not entirely sure why he would have that, but it also looks like X the Eliminator. Yes, I watch too many cartoons. And yes, I'm literally talking to myself at this moment. First Ghost. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Always love the theme song to Space Ghost. Another reason why I think they should revisit it. Great, great opening song. Man, it is a quiet day. It is quiet outside. My wife isn't here. Currently, I have no one watching, which is fine. Quiet day. I don't normally fill in this much black. I just realized I have a crap technique for filling in large amounts of black in pencil. Oh well. My God, Eric's technique for filling in black in pencil is garbage. Just a little bit of eraser left. Hopefully it will be enough. It's not terrible. It's not great. Something about this character just eludes me. I mean, it's okay. It's not terrible, but... a feeling there'll be a Space Ghost third attempt at some point. Still not quite getting it. Oh. Alright, well, not bad. I don't always have great ones. Matter of fact, I probably don't have many great ones, but... Anywho, and now comes that part of the show that we all dread. That's right. Transition. Okay, do you want to schedule of upcoming episodes and links to missed episodes sent to your email? Then go to supersecretprojectx.com/ericart. And sign up for my newsletter at the bottom of the page. That pause was because I was trying to do too many things at the same time. Okay, because I'm not good at that. I'm not good at that at all. Anywho, Mr. Rogers bit.